Welcome to Biology Access. In today's class is continuation of the various components of cell and the structure as well as their function. Now we know that the various components of cell include the cell wall, which is seen only in the plant cell. You can see this the plasma membrane, the nucleus, endoplasmic reticulum, the ribosome, mitochondria, and all that. So we'll take them one after the other. We'll look at the structure as well as their function. The cell wall, as you know, you can see the diagram is only seen or found in plant cell and as well as other types of cell, but not in animal cell. The function basically is to what? Protect the cell, give shape to the cell, transport or allow transport of material to move in and out of the cell. The plasma membrane or the cell membrane is the second structure. It's seen in all cells, it can be found in all cells. The structure of the plasma membrane is actually adapted to its function. As you can see in the diagram, the plasma membrane actually consists of a phospholipid bilayer. You can see in the diagram, you can see the hydrophilic and the end which is water loving. Then you can see the hydrophobic area in the middle. Then you can also see various substances such as the glycoprotein. You can see the peripheral protein. You can see the transport channel, the integral protein, and all that. All these are actually adapted, or they adapt the cell membrane to its function. Details of the function or how the cell membrane carry out its function may be discussed in subsequent video. What is actually the function of the cell membrane or the plasma membrane? It actually is selectively permeable and allows certain material to move in as well as certain material to what? Move out. So waste actually diffuse out of the cell while essential material can move in, right? The next structure is the nucleus. The nucleus, as you can see, the diagram is a spherical structure, actually the largest organelle, and some will say is the most essential organelle because it actually contains the genetic material that control every activities of the cell or all activity of the cell. So you can see it from the structure that it has the nuclear membrane, which actually delimits it. You can also see the chromatin as well as other materials that you can see in the diagram. What is the function of the nucleus? The nucleus contains genetic material and actually controls all the metabolic activities happening in the cell, passing out instructions. All right. The next structure is the endoplasmic reticulum. We have the rough endoplasmic reticulum and the smooth endoplasmic reticulum. As you can see from the diagram, the rough endoplasmic reticulum actually have a ribosome attached to it, while the smooth does not have ribosome attached to it. The rough endoplasmic reticulum, what is the function? It's simple. It's actually what? Responsible for what? Protein synthesis, play a role in what? The folding of protein as well as sorting of protein afterward folding. While the smooth endoplasmic reticulum actually responsible for what? Synthesis of what? Lipids, such as what? The cholesterol, the phospholipids. Then it also involved in the production of what? Steroid hormones as well as metabolism of what? Carbohydrates. Ribosome, you can see from the diagram, it has two parts. The subunit, the large subunit as well as the what? The low subunit. That means one is comprised of two parts, one larger than the other. And the function is basically to what? Synthesize what? Protein. The Golgi apparatus, what is the function? You can see from the diagram, the diagram of the Golgi apparatus. What is the function? Packaging of what? Protein. Transport of what? Materials such as what? Lipid and lysosome formation. Please take note that the Golgi apparatus or body as well as the endoplasmic reticulum play a role in what? Lysosome what? Formation. And the last function is the synthesis of what? Glyco what? Protein. The next organelle that we'll talk about is what? Mitochondrium. Mitochondrium, as you know, it is a double membrane organelle. You can see from the diagram, it's a double membrane organelle comprising of the outer and the inner. Between we have the interspace. We have various structures present in there. You can see from the diagram that various structures present in there. What is actually the function of the mitochondrium? It's actually what? The production of what? Energy, or energy what? Production. That's the reason why it is called the powerhouse of the cell. That's the reason why it's called the powerhouse of the cell. The next structure is the lysosome. Lysosome. The structure is displayed on the screen, and what is the function? They usually call it the suicide bag because it contains a lot of hydrolytic enzymes that is involved in destruction of foreign bodies and various activities. They they involve in digestion of what? Foreign bodies such as bacteria and other pathogens in the body. And during that process, they themselves are destroyed. That's the reason why they are called suicide bag. So they are involved in destruction of foreign and dead structure containing digestive enzymes such as what? The protease, nuclease, and what? Glycosidases. For what? Cellular what? Digestion of what? Protein, nucleic acid, as well as what? Polysaccharide. The vacuum, as we are well aware of, is a large structure in plants, while it may be small or temporary in animals. What is the function? Storage. Store, in some cases, very essential what? Material. They provide turbo pressure especially in plants where they are large and build pressure in the plant. They also carry out what? Homeostatic what? Function. The next structure is the plastid. Well, take note of the structure of the vacuum as well as their function. The plastids are actually made up of three basic what? Structure. The chloroplast, the leucoplast, and the chromoplast. I will discuss details about the chloroplast. So I'll just highlight the use of the leucoplast as well as what? The chromoplast. The chloroplast, as we are aware of, is one of the structure, or is the structure that is basically essential for primary productivity in plants. We all know the process of photosynthesis. So the chloroplast contains chlorophyll that is responsible for what? Absorbing sunlight, bringing out the process of what? Photosynthesis. The structure of the chloroplast is displayed on the board, and as you are aware of, just like the mitochondrion, the chloroplast is a double membrane organelle, having the outer structure, the outer membrane, the inner membrane, and we have the intermembrane space. We have other structures such as the stroma present. There we have the granule, which is also a part of the structure. You can see it from the diagram. What is the function of the chloroplast? It's actually responsible for what? Photosynthesis. The leucoplast, as we know, it is a colorless what? Plastid, while the chromoplast is actually responsible for the colors that you see in flowers as well as in some certain what? Fruits. So their function, as we know it, chloroplast, photosynthesis, leucoplast, colorless what? Plastid. The function is highlighted as storage of sugar and starch. You can see the name there. Storage of protein, proteinoplast, storage of fat, chloroplast. So the various functions are stated there. So basically, the leucoplast actually carry out what? Storage what? Function. Alright, while you have the chromoplast, which is responsible for what? Coloration of flowers and fruits. Have the xanthophyll, yellow, carotene, orange, red color. And the last structure, which I will discuss in the last organ which I will discuss, is the centrosome. As we know, the minute body that is actually responsible, or that forms what we call what? The spindle what? Fiber. They actually contain two granules. We got that one, the central, which is responsible for what? Formation of what? The spindle what? Fiber. Take note that the chloroplast, the cell wall, large vacuum is only present in plant cell, while the central is actually present in animal cell. The various differences between plant cells I have discussed before. If you know you have any area that you're not clear, you can ask questions. Thank you very much.